What's up, y'all? It's your girl Amanda, and we are back with the third episode of Mandy's Entertainment Reviews. So the reason why it was the long pause, I was sure about to say what I was going to review, but we are reviewing the movie for Pharrell, Piece by Piece. It was a Lego movie. Isn't that cute? Like he had the whole thing in Lego, and you know what? I was thinking that was a lot of stop, record, stop, record, stop, record. Because I think that's how people do it, like when they do TikToks for like dolls and claymations and stuff. I'm not sure. And to answer my question, I would really, really, really love to know how it was done. Because if it was done that way, that's a lot of stopping and going and stopping and going. But the movie came out in October 2024, so it probably came out 2 or 3 weeks ago. It probably still is in the theaters. I hope so, because I would love to go see that movie again. As you guys know, I'm an AMC girl. I went to see it in the AMC theaters. So I went to a theater that's kind of far from my house. When we went to the movies, I went with my boyfriend. We were probably the seventh person in there. It wasn't a crowd in there. It was probably a group of kids, us, and a small family behind, like a few rows up. And the theater I went to had like the stadium seats, so it was kind of like we had our own little balcony. So, I listened to Pharrell's music my whole life, right? I remember when like Frontin' came out. I remember that first album. Like he had a first album a lot of people don't remember. It probably came out in like 2002. I remember that album. Like I've been listening to Pharrell my whole life. Like I've been a Pharrell fan all my life. Like in my mind, the second album came out in like 2006, and my brother was really into that album. And if you ask him now in 2024, he'll claim I don't like that album, which is a lie. But I really do like that album. It's on my Apple Music, so that's very telling. But I've been listening to Pharrell's music my whole life. I've been a fan. He's just a musical genius. Like one of the musical geniuses that I grew up listening to, probably number three behind Michael Jackson and DJ Quick, in my opinion. The movie was very colorful. A lot of color. When he described, seeing music and giving beats to people, it was just colorful. It was super, super colorful. Also, I want to get into Legos. Not like to play with or anything. I want to kind of start building them, maybe to help with my anxiety and stuff. I've been really dropping hints that I want to start with something small, something that's not very time consuming, like, building a flower bouquet or something. So I just wanted to see, what the big hype is about Legos. And lastly, as I stated before, me and my man went to go see the movie together. And as you know, it wasn't a big crowd, so we were able to kind of interact with each other without disturbing the person next to us, because obviously there wasn't no people next to us. And we were just sitting here saying, wow, I remember that song. I remember this song. My boyfriend, he used to spend a lot of nights in the club when he was younger. He'll say, "Oh my God, I remember when this song was out in the clubs." And then I would sit and be like, "Oh my God, I remember when this song used to be played a lot on like TV, BET, MTV, VH1." So that was a nice like moment to have. And I just really, really enjoyed like going, like my boyfriend's a music head anyway. So like we're both music heads. So we go back and forth about music all the time, which is like the best type of conversations to have. Um, so let's get into the KWL. Know, want to know, and learn. So K, number one. What I know about Pharrell is, number one, he's from Virginia. He doesn't have a southern accent though, but I did hear him say yes sir a lot in the movie, so that kind of confirms him being from the South. He is a mega producer, obviously. He's a clothing designer. If you guys remember Billionaire Boys Club, which was super fucking expensive, and guess what, y'all? It's still super fucking expensive. I think they're right now being sold in like, I don't know if like Jimmy Jazz is still around. I haven't been to like a mall that had a Jimmy Jazz in a long time, or I think it's called JD now. And those stores are like super expensive. If you want like a Billionaire Boys Club for t-shirt, for example, just like a regular t-shirt, That's probably the same material as a Hanes t-shirt that is like sold in a 4-pack at Walmart for like $14.99. That t-shirt, the Billionaire Boys Club, will run you about $50. It could be more, I could be wrong, but that's his that was Billionaire Boys Club. He's also a singer. He can sing, he can rap, he's multi-talented. I think he could play instruments as well. Multi-talented, basically. He's worked with Justin Timberlake, Gwen Stefani. He's worked with Kendrick Lamar. And you know what's crazy? Y'all could call me slow. I kind of forgot he did all right with Kendrick Lamar. I always thought, well, he did the background vocals, but I didn't know he also did the beat as well. So that's what I get for not paying attention. I know y'all probably gonna roast me for that. I also knew that his first production was Rump Shaker by Teddy Riley. And another fun fact, if you guys ever see the video for Rump Shaker that came out like 35 years ago or so, the lady playing the saxophone is Alicia Etheridge, who is the second wife to Bobby Brown, the R&B singer. Yes. So yeah, Pharrell was involved with that production as well, and I hope he's still eating good off that as well, even though that song's like 35 years old, and he was a teenager, so he was a genius. He has a family. Pharrell is married to his wife. I think her name is Helen, and they have 4 kids. He has triplets and an older son, Rocket. And I remember when Rocket was born. I think he was born in like the early 2010s. Like, yeah, I remember when he was born. So we're gonna get into the want to know. As you guys know, that him and Chad Hugo are kind of beefing right now. So is the beef kind of addressed in that movie, even though it is a Lego movie, and Lego movies, in the Lego movie, it did look like it was for children, kind of. Was that addressed? Did Pharrell go to college? Does he talk about his skincare routine? Listen, Pharrell is like 52. He's got to be like 52 by now. Almost 52. Listen, he still look like he's a couple years older than me, and I'm 29. I want to know what that's like. What I want to know all the products is, I know I'm about to run to CVS and I'm probably going to buy all the products. I want to look as young as he does at 52, okay? What is Pharrell like outside of the studio? And does Billionaire Boys Club still sell? And what was the creative process of In My Mind? Excuse me. So if you guys remember, like back in the day, like 2002 to 2009, probably, BET had a show. I forgot what it was called, but it does take you behind the scenes of, your favorite rap stars or your favorite R&B artists that go like behind the scenes with them in the studio, creating one of their biggest albums and all that stuff. I don't recall ever seeing anything like that for In My Mind. I just remember In My Mind just dropping. We all like enjoyed it. I never saw no footage of it or anything. It's probably on YouTube. I don't know, but I'm just so curious about that. All right, so we're going to learn, as I stated before in the previous 2 episodes, learned may or may not answer my questions, but it is what I learned, and I would love and want to share with you. So the first one was that I learned he was insecure about his voice. I hope that was a thought that came and gone, because Pharrell's voice is very well known, very instrumental to our culture, and I hope he just does not have that insecurity anymore. Sir, that voice has brought you plenty bank, so I never, ever want to hear about Pharrell being insecure about the one, or not the one thing, but the thing that God has truly blessed you with to share with the world, and also open the doors to do what you love. He also told the story of how Teddy Riley came into Virginia Beach. I really want to know why Teddy chose Virginia Beach. I mean, obviously he's from New York. He had to get out of New York, but why Virginia Beach? Why not somewhere in Florida? Why not? Atlanta was already claimed by Babyface and Ellie Reed. Why not, somewhere in Texas? Why not, Connecticut. Just why Virginia Beach? But Pharrell did tell the story of when when Teddy Riley first brought his record company to Virginia Beach and started producing all those artists. Another thing I learned is that he produced Looking at Me by Diddy. So if you guys don't know that song, why you over there looking at me? Why my girl standing here? I didn't discover that song until probably about a couple years ago, because I used to sing that when people were staring at me. But I didn't know that was a Pharrell beat. But then once I got back in the car after watching the movie and I listened to that song, and it's like, yeah, I could kind of hear Pharrell and Chad Hugo on this. Oh, okay. And that song came out in 97, so he's been working for like 35 plus years. He does have a church background. I like to know that. Because Pharrell, when I first saw Pharrell as a kid, I was like, okay, this guy's kind of into the sciences and the weird stuff. And then as I got older and I started like studying more religions, I assumed that, he probably came from a family that was like into the other religions, and I'm not trying to diss the religions, but what I'm trying to describe them as like the religions that's a little bit more broader, if that makes sense. But no, he grew up in the Baptist church. He had a wonderful pastor growing up. He had to repeat the 7th grade involuntarily. Listen, I would have been mad too if he had to repeat, if everything, he had everything to pass the grade to the next grade, but his parents held him back, which I understand why. But at the same time, the way I grew up, like my parents, I'm not trying to make them look bad, but they just like left me alone because they knew I didn't care for school. So I was like, they left me alone. They're like, okay, you passed, whatever. So whatever. But I get it. Like his parents wanted him to reach his full potential. He met his wife at a party, and he kind of like got scared from a relationship with her. I thought they're so cute. Like his wife is very pretty. And they just look so cute. And then I saw a picture of the family. They were dressed in like these Minecraft-esque suits, and I think he's got 3 boys, and 1 girl. Just a cute family. To make the Billionaire Boys Club, he actually did collaborate with a Japanese street art. What is he? A fashion designer. Yeah, he's from Japan, and I could clearly, every time I saw Billionaire Boys Club, I could clearly see the Japanese-inspired pieces of it. So I learned that as well. So for the movie, I do give a 5 out of 5 because of the all-star cast cameos. There was Tyler, the Creator. He wasn't himself. He was just like a background character of someone Pharrell went to school with. Charlie Wilson was the pastor in the movie. Pusha T made a cameo appearance. Nori made a cameo appearance. Justin Timberlake made a cameo appearance, as did Jay-Z. I learned more about Pharrell. Again, y'all, I've been listening to Pharrell my whole life. Like, I thought I knew everything, but watching this movie, I learned so much more. And I just learned more about the music that I grew up listening to. So, but overall, it was a good movie. If it is still in theaters, I would love to go see it again. But if not, that's okay. I could catch it on streaming, probably on Netflix or something. But that is the end of this review for Pharrell Piece by Piece. If you are watching on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. But if you are listening on your favorite podcast platforms, thank you so much for listening. I gotta go. I got a long weekend ahead of me, so I'll talk to you guys later. The Thompson and Stuff podcast episode coming soon. I don't know how soon because we are in the middle of the election or at the end actually. Election day is like 4 days from now, so I'll probably release something after election day just to have the results in the episode with the other stuff. So thank y'all for listening again. I gotta go. Peace.